Hey Fit Fam, Coach Ryan from Team Flex. Today we're going to dive in and take a look at the figure class winners, overall winner from the NPC Midwest Championships. We're going to talk about these placings, why they landed the way they did, and what ultimately that means for you as a figure competitor out here trying to compete and do your best on stage in 2025. And I can hardly talk at this point because this is like the 5th competition review I've done in a row right here, which takes a while. So if you're new here, you want to see more of this stuff, subscribe. There's plenty more. There's so much more coming. Let's get down to business. So class winner here, overall winner that is, Alex class D winner. And then we have a couple of our class winners here in this group, Angie class A and class B, Kelly. We're going to look at all of them, but keep in mind every athlete we look at in this video today is a class winner. So a very good look for all of you amateurs out here in the NPC trying to find your way of where figure is going. And this is very interesting stuff to look at because figure criteria has been changing 2025 and I'm seeing it play out more and more. So as we know, figure division is all about creating the best V taper basically. You want to see good overall shoulder shape and development, good lat shape and development here, tapering into the waist, creating a dramatic V tapered look. Next area you want to focus on is going to be that lower body, which needs to come back into symmetry with the upper body. So creating your best dramatic V taper, coupling it with solid lower body development, that's going to really be your key to a quality figure physique. Now, figure is a bit leaner than the other women's divisions, such as bikini and wellness and obviously fit model, but it's not meant to be overly lean. You don't want to be super chiseled down to granite, you know, showing grains, striations, veins, things like that. That's going to put you out of that class. It's going to make you look more like a women's physique, fitness, or even bodybuilding if you're too lean, right? So you want to make sure, focus on that muscle and that shape and really bringing through that condition just a little bit tighter, but not overly done. And Alex really does exemplify that look in a lot of ways. So she has good overall shoulder shape and size here. It tapers into her waist very, very well. Her conditioning is not outlandishly lean in any way, and she does have the best lower body kind of fullness and development here out of the others in this grouping, I would say. So she wins the overall, and that's very indicative of where, you know, this criteria is going 2025. Figure criteria coming back to the roots of figure, where a lot of figure athletes been getting wild over the years. It's been looking real big, real lean, boulder shoulder. Here, we're coming back to the roots, and I like the way that's going. Let's look at some other class winners, though. Keep in mind, all these athletes won their class, so they're all very good examples of criteria. We look at Angie, and what we can see is good overall shoulder shape. Again, you're going to see bigger shoulders in figure. That's good. That's what you want to see. You're going to see some good lat shape here from her as well. Tapering into the waist very, very well to create that V-tapered look. Lower body-wise, she's a bit leaner than our overall winner here, so we do see a lot more of this feathering and separation. Sometimes that's what they go for, sometimes it's not. Right now it appears to be that they're going for a little bit more of a full filled out look. She does have good overall muscle structure here, however, wins her class. Maybe a little bit more fullness in the lower body would be the key, but again, as I always say, we don't know the story till we get to the back post, so let's wait and see. Kelly, she's got good overall shoulder shape and size here, tapers in pretty well. Not as much from the lats here, but it's still a complete look. A little bit leaner in the midsection, and lower body-wise, good mass, good muscle down here. Maybe just a little bit more, though, would be required to take that overall. However, does kind of tie together pretty well overall, complete figure look. Now from the back, this is really where figure athletes, the cake kind of gets taken, so to speak, and you want to make sure you dial it all in here. So what we can see, Alex, good shoulder shape, our overall winner, good lat spread. This is that width you want to see, but you also want to see the depth. You want to see these, scaps, traps, rhomboids, everything kind of coming into that depth of the back, erectors here, all of that. When you have that, it's complete figure look. And then lower body-wise, you want to see that muscularity again, be in symmetry, be in proportion, be in balance to what's going on with the upper body. So she is definitely the most symmetrical, filled out athlete on this group. Not as lean as some some of the other that are winning their class, but she's winning the overall. So again, a clear message, I think, from judges saying, bring more muscle, bring more of a filled out look, bring the condition where we want to see it. Don't overdo it. Don't get overly lean, and make sure you prioritize that muscle. When we look over at Angie, we don't get as much of that shoulder effect here. She's very lean from the back, so we got a lot of good lats and, definition in the back, but it's not as much of that muscle and that shape, which really is probably what, takes that out of the overall win there. Lower body wise, also the glutes appear to be a little bit underdeveloped compared to the quads and the hamstrings, I would say. Same thing kind of going on over here for Kelly, where we can see good overall shoulder shape, good lats, everything's great there. Lower body wise though, not as much density coming out of the glutes here. So, Alex definitely has the most glute shape and density out of this group, and she's winning this overall over these other class winners. But keep in mind, all these other athletes won their class, so still very good examples of what is happening on stages out here. All right, let's look now at Class C, Caitlin, and Class B, Kelly, which I guess we already went over Kelly, so there's just Class C left to look at here, and that's Caitlin. So Caitlin here, definitely a little bit on the smaller side, a little bit more of a leaner look, right? So she definitely comes in with good shoulder shape, tapers in here, leaner, not as much fullness coming from the muscle, but overall conditioning and shape pulls together well. It's pretty apparent for her though that she's not as, developed, and probably maybe a tad on the leaner side, which depletes out the look a bit. So when we even get to the back here, we don't get as much coming out of the shoulders, the lats, even the depth here. This is just a very lean, still great physique, wins her class, but overall it is one of those things that can stand out. Also needs more development in the glutes and quads and hamstrings. So mainly just more muscle, filling out that muscle, great condition, but maybe probably needing a little bit more fullness. So again, I think pretty big statement from judges here. Figure division, about the fullness, about that shape, about that, not overly dominant lean look, not overly dominant muscle look, but bringing the shape and the fullness and the softness, that is required of typical figure condition that we have gotten away from over the years at times, right? So that's all a lot of things to say about it, but this seems to be the direction. Let me know if you want more figure videos, figure athletes, you want more, comment it. I read every comment and I'll bring you some more. I want to make sure you're seeing the stuff you want to see. And obviously, if you do want help in any capacity, go to my website, do my free trial, teamfflex.com/7-day free trial, train you free for 7 days, show you everything you want to know about your physique, tell you what division's best for you, help you with your training, whatever you need, I'm here for it, all right? So check that out. Thanks for watching. Coach Ryan is out.